So in this episode, we are at a place called the Middleton House here just outside of Charleston, South Carolina, which is a very famous plantation that once was home to Henry Middleton, who was the second president of the Continental Congress and was set to become the president of the Continental Congress after the death of his father, or when his father resigned. So what you're looking at now was once his home here. And you can see part of the gardens just behind me. We're headed to the home and we're going to take a look at the house itself. And you may recognize it from the film, The Patriot. This was where the scenes were filmed of the garden party where the ship exploded. So you'll be able to see a couple of those spots. But anyway, let's check out what this place has to offer. So we're walking in, and oh my gosh, this place is huge. There's a bunch of live oak trees and then a bunch of sheep in the distance just grazing. And that's the front of the main house. Now there's a lot of history to this home. It's been here since the early 1760s, and this place was burned during the Civil War by Union troops that left a shell here of the home, and then the family lived in another dwelling on site. So the original home from the 1700s, a lot of it burned. There was also an earthquake here in Charleston later after the Civil War, and it tore down a lot of the remaining structure that was here of the foundation of the house, and then they rebuilt it using a lot of the original materials. So the homes went through a lot, and it's been restored here. And then, well, they come and film the movie The Patriot here, which I'm sure you'll recognize the spots when you see them. But yeah, pretty cool. So we're in the back of the Middleton place here, and well, just found our first filming locations that was here for The Patriot. And this has been one of the places I've been wanting to see for a very long time. And I'm going to show it to you in just a moment. We'll pair this too with the scenes from the movie, try to get the same angles so you at least know what in the world you're seeing. But I'm gonna turn you around. I wanna show you something else before we get to that that's pretty cool about the history of the house. So what you're looking at is the ruins from the original house that was burnt by Union troops during the Civil War, and then later an earthquake tore down a lot of the rest of the foundation, but the original steps remain. And this will look familiar from the movie The Patriot, because in this location is where the scene with the fireworks would take place, and where the boat explodes in the background during the party. But we'll get to that in just a second. But right now, just taking a look at the original ruins of the home that was burnt during the Civil War. And if you look closely, you can still see some of the charred marks on some of the bricks, which is pretty neat. And pretty neat they left it. So, yeah. So right here is talking about the original home that was perhaps built as early as 1705. It had two detached flankers, which was basically guest quarters, a library, and a music conservatory that was built in 1755 after the gardens were completed by Henry Middleton. And the Charleston Daily Courier described this house as the fine and strongly built old brick mansion of 3 stories in the basement. It is spacious and is accommodating within, and its interior is adorned with the richest productions of the painters and sculptors' art. So this was the center hallway where we're standing right now at one point, and it was used as Middleton's main access for the gardens. And then if you look right here, well, this would be a place that you notice from the movie The Patriot. This was the scene in the garden. You've got General Cornwallis here, Taverton here, and then the ship is right out there.
O'Hara, our supply ship appears to have arrived.
Yes, my lord, it has. Yes.
Then why am I still wearing this rag?
No.
Oh, fireworks, lovely.
So pretty cool. But I don't know exactly how they did that in the movie, but I think they may have made it look CGI-ish. I don't really know, but this is the location here. All right, so we just left the house, one of the flankers that was burned, but not burned as bad, and they used that for the original house apparently. But we couldn't take you in there because they wouldn't allow us to film inside, which I didn't know that. So yeah, unfortunately, can't show you the inside of the house, but trust me when I say is you don't want to miss it if you come here. But just looking here, this is probably one of the biggest trees I've ever seen in my life. This, of course, is a live oak, and this thing has been here since the 1700s for sure. God, look at the size of this thing. And just for size comparison, this is my hand, and this is the rest of the tree. This thing is absolutely huge. And then some pines for the garden here, some original wall foundations here. That's nice. I thought this was neat. The original gates were like this, but they would have a big ball attached to a chain so that it counterweights the gate back. I just noticed this. Something that's really neat is the stepstone that is right there. So when carriages will pull up to the original main house that was here, they would have a stone to help them step up and off the carriage or up and off the horse. And that's the original stone. Huh. That's pretty cool. So right here would have been the original home and entrance. And that's the stepstone you would step up and off onto to get on and off the horse or carriage. So they also have a carriage house set up. The original stables and carriage houses and things like that was in this area were burned at the Civil War. But they got interpretations that was put here in the 30s. And all of these are mostly 1900 era horse-drawn carriages. So, pretty neat. So, this is different things, candle wets, where they make candle wets for candles. And then some other things like corn milling, tanning hides, things they would do in the 1700s and 1800s. And then of course they would have random animals walking around like these sheep. And then carpenters and woodworkers. So, and then some blacksmith forges and things like that would also have been in the area. And then stuff for cultivation. There's a boat and a bunch of sheep and horse stables. So pretty much just kind of self-explanatory. And I feel like a shepherd. I'm gonna call him Daisy. So yeah, I'm bringing all my pet sheep with me. So here's some stables. I don't know if there's not any horses in here or not. Here's a sign that says, please don't feed animals. So I said there would be blacksmith shops, things like that here too. So this is a blacksmith shop example. And I've did this before, and it's a lot of fun. Hot, but it's a lot of fun. These are hooks for fireplace, hangers. Looks like maybe some gun tools, some different tongs, brackets. And one of the main things you can blacksmith items out of is railroad spikes. Actually, they make really good knives. So if you want to get into blacksmithing, get you some railroad spikes to practice with. And they also make some good knives, saw blades too. And then stuff like candlestick holders, things like this. This is stuff you would have saw in the 1700s. And pretty cool, they got a working one here. Well, look at the stables. I don't know what that is. No idea. What is it? Oh, it's a goose. Pretty goose. Pretty goose. I don't think it's happy. All right, so that's about all for this plantation. We're gonna get out of here and come visit it for yourself. Be warned, the admission is kind of pricey, but it's worth it. I think for 2 tickets a day it was around $100. So just to be prepared for, to pay a little bit, but it's definitely worth coming to see them. So you'll get your money's worth. There's a restaurant here too, so you can grab something to eat here too, and bathrooms and all of that good stuff. So if you're worried about that, well, you don't need to worry. And this place is pretty big. We haven't even seen all of it, but we've got more stuff to do, and you can spend all day here. So we're gonna go see more stuff. Maybe we could fit in another plantation. I don't know. We'll see what we're doing on time. But yeah, pretty cool place. Come visit it.